What's up, fighter? Today I want to talk to you about how to handle pressure. I'm in chapter 5 of my book, Fighter, and I'm talking about how you got to give it just a little bit more. Sometimes you got to push through a little bit more. And one night in 2006, after a show, I drove all the way from Cheyenne, Wyoming to Rialto, California in my Pontiac minivan. It's a pretty dull drive most of the way, except for the mountains in Salt Lake City. At midnight, I crossed into Nevada, and I was excited to see the Vegas lights ahead. It was my first time seeing the famous gambler's city. I was amazed at all the crazy hotels, a giant black pyramid, MGM's Lions, and casino lights everywhere that lit up the sky. I was so enthralled by the spectacle that I rolled all the way through Vegas, and plus 30 minutes passed before I noticed my gas light was on. You gotta understand, I was just like, whoa, what's that? Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Never seen, the Vegas lights. Didn't even stop for In-N-Out Burger, just kept on driving. And all of a sudden, I'm in the desert and my gas light turns on and I start to freak out. I'd been so busy looking out my window, I forgot to fill up on gas, and now it was 2 a.m. and I was somewhere out in the middle of the desert. I called myself an idiot. I started saying my prayers, hugged the steering wheel, and tried not to think about every scary movie I had ever seen. What if I got stuck out here with no cell phone reception? There was hardly another vehicle on the road. I was alone. After what seemed like an eternity, I saw a gleaming object on the horizon, a gas station. I never thought I'd be so happy to see a gas station in my life. I still remember smiling ear to ear and dancing around while pumping my gas. The cashier must have thought I was on drugs. Now, there's a couple things I want to point out there. Sometimes we feel alone. Especially we're going through something and we feel that pressure and we're not sure how to handle it. We're not even sure who to call. Have you ever been in a situation you're like, I don't even know who to call right now because I just feel so alone. I feel like nobody understands what I'm going through, and I just don't know who to reach out to. And let me say, you're not alone. God loves you. There is a plan. There is someone. Reach out to somebody. You'd be surprised that sometimes, as you just talk something out, it's the resolution starts to come to it. Or if you go and help somebody out, all of a sudden your problem seems smaller. But that didn't change the fact that I was alone right here. I was in a tough situation. I wasn't sure what to do. I was feeling the pressure, but at the same time, I pushed on and it worked out. I could have been worrying. I could have been like and I was for a moment, but it ended up working out. How many times have you been in a situation where you were worried about how it was going to work out? And you worried and you worried and you worried and you worried, and guess what? All those things that you worried about never even happened. We just painted all these crazy pictures in our minds. Like I said, I was starting to picture every scary movie or all these thoughts. And that's why you got to make sure you're not filling yourself up with fear with all these sketchy movies and things that are on TV and Netflix, and start filling yourself up with faith and stories of people winning and crushing it. There's a movie we just saw the other day, and I encourage you to go watch this. It was called The Greatest Game Ever Played. Really inspiring movie, kind of a golf movie. And I'm not even into golf or anything like that, but just a really inspiring story about this kid that came from nothing and ended up becoming one of the greatest golf champions and won a bunch of U.S. Opens and all this stuff. But you know what? You got to step in there. You got to keep fighting. If you do not got a copy of my book, Fighter, yet, 5 Keys to Conquering Fear, go to manifestshop.com. Pick it up. Keep fighting for your dream, my friend.
This is not the end.